currently in my basement painting because I just feel like it, I guess. I've been really stressed out. I'm getting tired of coming on my channel and talking about the same thing every single time. I think that's the big reason why I just don't really post much anymore. In the beginning, I was super excited. I was excited to tell my story, you know, help other people through telling my story, feel not alone myself, because I felt very alone, especially living where I was living, but I'm in a different place now. I began this channel around like 3 years now. I'm like over 3 years on T now, and I just don't want to keep talking about it. Like, yeah, I do still want to share my experiences. It's definitely still gonna be something that I'm open about and talk about on here, and I am very proud of who I am, but it's not all I am either, you know what I mean? Yes, I am a trans man, but I'm more than that. I'm a man of color. I have a bachelor's in psychology. I recently learned that I really enjoy painting. It's been getting a lot of my nervous, anxious energy out. I really enjoy it a lot, and it doesn't even matter if I'm good, bad, whatever. It's just, the point is to create and have fun and put your emotions in a physical form. Sometimes there's just so much pent up in there, and all you can do is, you can talk about it, work towards fixing it, you can do this and that, and that's great too, but there's beauty in what we experience, and I'm trying to find that through painting, I guess, and through music. I love music. I make beats and sing, and I like to rap. I like to write in general, poetry and little stories. I'm a very multifaceted person, and I don't want to just limit my identity to just that. I want to be something more than that. This channel has made me feel so much more open about who I am in general. Here I am. I don't care if you like me, if you don't like me, but I finally feel seen and heard. And in doing so, I'm making other people like me feel seen and heard. So I want to keep doing that. But in feeling seen and heard, I don't want that to be the only part of me that you see and hear. I don't think that's doing myself justice, and I don't think that's doing this channel justice. I don't think it's doing anybody justice to just talk about one thing. Maybe I want to share music, maybe art, maybe sometimes I just want to sit here and talk about things on my mind that other people are maybe thinking about too. Maybe other people have the same perspectives, and it's nice to hear that somebody else does. I don't know. I'm just like, wow, there's so much out there that I could be exploring about myself, and I'm not exploring anything but my transition on it. I'm bored. I am bored. I don't want to be bored with my channel anymore. And maybe if I wasn't bored with what I was posting, I would post more. So we'll see. Talking, writing, that was the best way I could cope, and trying to help other people understand. It did help me, but I'm 25 going on 26 now. I was 23 when I started the channel, and there's more to me than that. It's awesome that that's what other people want to do with their channel. It's their channel, and I completely support that, but that's not what I want personally. I don't feel content doing that. So I want to explore other things on this channel outside of my transition. There will still be updates. I still want to answer questions, read your comments. I do read your stories, and I love it. I don't always have the emotional energy to respond. I'm a very introverted person, but I love hearing your thoughts on certain things. A lot of your comments have actually changed my perspective on certain things, believe it or not. Yeah, I listen, I pay attention. So I do read a lot of them. Not every single one, but a lot of them. Yes, now I will get into who I am, because I feel like outside of my transition, y'all don't know anything about me. I'm just gonna share random things about myself and paint, and I don't know. I didn't plan any of this. First things first. You know my name. You now know I'm 25. I am a Capricorn. Maybe someday you might fuck around and find out my birthday. Random fact, I recently found out I have visual snow syndrome. And no, I'm not dying or anything like that. It just affects my vision. You know how when you look really close at some sort of technological screen, computer, TV, whatever it is, see like little tiny multicolored squares or dots, rainbow kind of technicolor, however you want to describe it. That's what my vision is all the time. No matter what I'm looking at, I always see visual snow. Did not find that out until a couple months ago, actually. I thought everybody's vision was like that, but it wasn't actually. My visuals were impaired. That was not normal. I haven't done that much research into it because honestly there isn't a lot on it yet. For the longest time it was kind of shrugged off as not really anything, something people made up. A lot of doctors didn't believe it was a real thing. But it is actually a very real thing that they're discovering, and from what I know, there are a lot of different types. Some people just see like black and white specks. It's more like black and white TV static. You know how when there's dust in front of a camera floating, some people get stuff like that in their vision. Another thing is constant tracks. No matter how slow or fast I see an object moving, there are tracks. And that's not just like with my hand or anything else. There are always tracks in my vision. By tracks, I mean like when you walk past the camera as they're taking a picture, it's like you know how when you stare at an object for a very long period of time and then look away, you see like sort of like a negative of the object? I get that no matter how long I look at an object. I could stare at the chair for literally a millisecond and I'll still see the imprint of it when I look away. Apparently none of these things are normal, and I had no idea. Maybe you guys are learning something new today. Maybe you have visual snow syndrome. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody else experience this? Leave a comment if you do, because I would love to know if other people have more insight on it or whatever. I had no idea this was a thing, and I'm sure a lot of people don't even know they have it. A sprinkle of transition update. I am now a little over 2 years post-op. I'm very happy with my chest. At this point, I pretty much have full sensation, like I can feel everything. Temperature wise, for the first, I think, several months, I could only really feel hot and cold. That was it. I couldn't really feel like sensation. If anybody touched my chest or rubbed it, even when I was like rubbing it and slapping it, I couldn't really feel much. But now it's all there. Sometimes certain areas of my chest get really itchy, especially the scars. I have to like rub them and slap them. I have like a little Tucci pocket right here. It's not super huge, but it's there. Maybe someday a little revision done, but for right now I'm happy with my results. I'm cool with the nipple, honestly. I don't even think I want a tattoo of a nipple at this point. I kind of like it. I don't know. I got a happy nipple, I got a sad nipple. Whatever. Who cares? What about it? Am I right? So I might just keep it.
Gonna show you my results, yeah. I think they look really good. That's my chest. That's not the rest. Look at my chest. You don't really have to though. You can skip ahead. Skip ahead if you really want to. You got free will, yeah. In a free country. Well, not really. They kind of, sort of, I guess. Not really. Yeah. Look at my chest and skip ahead. You got the free will. Do what you want. Yeah.
Another fun fact, the main people who inspired me to get into painting were my best friend in the world and my beautiful, wonderful, precious partner. They are both some of the most talented artists I have ever met. And truly, very truly, I love them to death. Y'all know already that I have a cat. You know I got a lizard. Do you want to know what the lizard's name is? Do you really want to know? Because if I tell you this, there's no going back, and you're probably gonna judge me very heavily. Okay. Cummy. I named my lizard Cummy because honestly, like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I think my lizard looks like a little sperm when she's waddling around. Also, I didn't know she was a girl until like a few months ago. But honestly, like, I still call her he. Sometimes they. My lizard's gender fluid. What about it? Yeah? Who cares? What do you gotta say about it? Eh? Come at me. Tell me about your mother. Like I said, I had a bachelor's in psychology. Went to school 4 years. Still paying it back, but that's okay. I just hope it gets canceled. We can pray. We can hope. We can pray. Another thing, I am very happy about the results. You know what I'm talking about. And if you disagree, bye, sweetheart. You're wrong. pretty sure he wanted to bang his daughter. Nobody will ever tell me differently. When I was a kid, I really liked the movie Napoleon Dynamite, specifically in 3rd grade when it came out. When we had tater tots for lunch, you know how Napoleon Dynamite would put his tater tots in the pocket? I used to put them in my pocket, and then we'd go straight to recess, and at recess, I'd be like, yummy snack, even though I just ate. I feel so cool because I have tater tots in my pocket at recess. And then other kids would ask me for some tater tots, and I would give them a couple. It was weird. There was lint, lots of lint involved, but hey, you know, when you're in 3rd grade, who cares, right? You know, it's one of those things. Like I said before, I really love making music. If I were to tell you my absolute favorite thing in the world to do, it would be making music. It feels right, you know? I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm just a creative person, and I love to create. Even when I was a little kid, I was singing and making up songs, and I didn't have the technology to make beats or anything, but I always wanted to. And now that I'm an adult, I finally am doing it, having so much fun. And I want to share that just because I want to share pieces of myself on this channel. When I make music, I use GarageBand, and you use it, and it's just pretty much a beat making app as a whole, a MIDI keyboard. Is that what you call it? MIDI? I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing. I just make music. You can make original drum beats. It's actually really cool. You can make some really legit sounding stuff on there, surprisingly. I'm working on a few songs right now that I'm like going really hard on. I've always wanted to make an entire music project, like, I don't know if album necessarily is the right word, but, or mixtape. I don't want to call it a mixtape, but mixtape. EP, I don't know. I just want to release a bunch of songs, and honestly, I'm just probably gonna put them on here because I don't know where else to put them. I don't know nothing about SoundCloud. Is that what the kids use these days? Is that what the kids call it? The cloud SoundCloud, music fog? I don't even care. Maybe I'll make music videos. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Who knows? I am just doing what I want, and I'm gonna stop thinking so hard about everything I do all the time because that's my problem. I think too hard about things, and I think so hard about them that I don't want to do them, and then I just put it off, and I just want to do it and have fun. Maybe I'm having a quarter life crisis or something, but I need to do something different because I'm sick of doing the same stuff. If I've learned anything throughout this pandemic, it's there's so many things in life that are not promised. I don't even know. Tomorrow I could die. I could get hit by a bus and die tomorrow. And would I be content with what I left on this earth? What I've accomplished so far is amazing, I think. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud of everybody else who has grown with me. I want this channel to be fully who I am, not just parts of who I am. One big thing about myself is I think my ability to be more vulnerable. When I meet new people, they often tell me that they're surprised by how open and honest I am, considering everything. Nobody's obligated to share anything about themselves, but I've always been an open book. It's just a part of who I am. You ask me, I tell you. I think a lot of that is I'm just very okay with myself. And I'm not saying other people who don't share their lives aren't okay with themselves, but I've noticed that the more accepting I am of myself, the more I am likely to tell people my story without caring about acceptance. That's not necessarily the goal in my story. It's being human and being heard. So I am going to keep doing that. There's a lot of people who come on my channel and say that I'm a narcissist, and yeah, to an extent, yes, I am. That is something I'm actually diagnosed with. But considering my story, I had to put a lot of work into loving who I am and being open about who I am and not caring what other people think about it. So yes, I am very in love with myself, and probably to a fault, but I would rather be in love with myself than hate who I am and hide. So you're not gonna make me feel lesser than for loving myself. That doesn't make any sense in my head. and I'm not sure why it does in yours. Other diagnoses, these were by an actual psychologist. I just answered hundreds of questions, did an IQ test. No fun. It takes all day. I have bipolar disorder. Along with my bipolar disorder, I suffer from psychosis. I do have a lot of obsessive compulsive tendencies, not full-blown OCD, but a lot of traits. And although my therapist and I have been back and forth about this, I am diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. This isn't a psychiatric diagnosis, but my therapist, after years of working with me, says that she is almost 100% positive that I suffer from complex PTSD from my upbringing. Those are the things I deal with on a daily basis, but I try my best to work through them, best I know how to. I am on medication. I'm also very anxious all the time, most definitely. Now that I'm finally talking about it, I actually feel better. I've just learned that the more I talk about how I'm feeling, the better I feel. It took an entire psychology degree and years of therapy and self-reflection to finally do that. But I can feel myself getting better mentally, physically too. Speaking of physically, I'm now trying to work towards a pescatarian lifestyle. I don't care what anybody else does. You can eat whatever you want. I don't care. I just personally don't want to eat meat anymore. It's not health stuff. I have these dreams, these very, very horrific dreams where it's like I'm being forced to watch what happens in a slaughterhouse. And then afterwards I feel so much guilt, and it's a personal thing for me. I don't want to eat meat anymore. I'm trying to get out of it. But screw fish, am I right? F***ing idiots. No, I'm JK. Fish are great too, but hey, I'm human. I love seafood. It's my favorite food. That's my weakness. I can't give it up. So now I'm moving toward just pescatarianism, but I feel better knowing that I'm eating less animals. I recently quit vaping. Nicotine is dumb. Just don't. Honestly, just don't. No. Personal things. I did lose a relative a few months back. Not really something I want to go into too hard, but rest in peace, Aunt Sheila. I love you. I've been thinking about the afterlife a lot. Like, what happens, It doesn't make sense to me necessarily that you die and that's it. That doesn't, how? There has to be something after that. I don't believe that. I've always been hopeful towards reincarnation, and I guess it makes the most sense to me because energy just doesn't disappear. We have so much energy inside of us. When we die, where does that energy go? Are we just gone? Our consciousness is just gone, and then I don't know, it doesn't make sense. There has to be something beyond that. I don't really have any sort of religious affiliation. I'm more agnostic than anything. However, I didn't grow up agnostic. So this goes out to all of you Bible thumpers out there that try to shove verses down my throat every time I talk about who I am. I was raised Jehovah's Witness and Catholic. My grandmother and grandfather on my mother's side were Jehovah's Witnesses. Did a large part of raising me. I went to meetings with them weekly, Tuesday, Thursdays, Sundays. Every week I went with them as a child. My grandmother on my ex-stepfather's side were Catholic. And yes, I went to church with them many times. I've read numerous Bible verses. I've been to numerous Catholic Church and Jehovah's Witness meetings. When I was in college, I took an entire course, an entire semester on the Old Testament. I probably read 1/4 of the Bible just in that class alone. So, stop trying to shove the Bible in my face like I don't know about all that already. I've been exposed to it. It's not for me. I personally do not believe in it, and if you do, that's fine. But don't talk to me like I don't know better. I found better for myself, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you. I didn't come out fully as gay until I was in 10th grade. When I was in 8th grade, I told one of my at the time, very close friends that I thought I might have been bisexual or something. I was very confused, and at the time I thought I was just a cis girl. Unfortunately, he wasn't a very great person. When I was in 9th grade, I was very confused, and he and I ended up dating because he liked me, and I thought, yeah, maybe I can like him too. And I tried very hard, but it didn't work out. I couldn't develop feelings for boys, and he taught me that very quickly. A lot of things happened while and after we were dating. He was outing me to people without my consent, which I was very upset about when I told him, of course. That became my fault though. Well, wild. What does that matter to a straight boy in high school, I guess? After we broke up, he posted it on social media for everyone to see. So within 3 weeks of him and I being done, I dated a girl, my very first girlfriend. Her name was Emily. I eventually broke up with Emily because, like, when you're in 9th grade, you don't really know what you want in a relationship. All I knew was, oh my god, I'm kissing a girl. That feels really good. I want to keep doing that. But that did not work out 2 months in. But at the very least, after that relationship ended, I finally knew that I'm into chicks. And then years later, after more experiences, I realized I'm into chicks and also non-binary people. So that's awesome. I'm glad I finally realized that about myself after years. Now I'm with my beautiful non-binary partner, and I love them very much because I'm sure you guys are very curious. Everybody always asks me this. What is my ethnicity or ethnic background, or what do my colors mean?
What does my color mean?
I am Syrian, Black, Italian, German, Scottish, Irish, you know, like the typical white stuff. But Syrian, Black, and white. I don't even know. Is it Finnish? Who knows? Am I Finnish? Who knows? Either way, I really enjoyed doing this a lot, and here, I'll show you what I got so far, because it's kind of cool.
Oh.
In my opinion, at least. I'll put it like this. Yeah, there you go. I really enjoyed this a lot. I have like an hour of footage to edit though. Thank you for sitting here and watching me paint. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you. Just thank you. Thank you for giving me a platform. Thank you for making me feel comfortable enough to do this. To all of you who sit here and watch me talk about whatever the hell I feel like talking about, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really hope everybody's being safe. We can get through this. We can get through this. Alright, I love you guys. Bye.
Oh.